In 1959, at the age of 23, Barack's father arrived in the United States from Kenya to study math and economics at the University of Hawaii in Honolulu. There were few black men on campus and no other Africans. Shortly after starting classes, he caught the eye of a student named Ann Dunham. In the early 1960s, interracial relationships were extremely rare, and in many states, interracial marriage was illegal. But that didn't stop them from falling in love. After a discreet wedding ceremony, the couple settled in Honolulu. In 1961, Barack Obama was born. 2 years later, the elder Obama won a scholarship to Harvard to pursue his PhD. He didn't have enough money to relocate his family, so he headed for Boston alone. The distance put a strain on their relationship, and the couple grew apart. They divorced before the elder Obama completed his degree. After graduation, he returned to Kenya, where he hoped to use his education to better his country. In time, Barack's mother Ann fell in love again, this time with an Indonesian student named Lolo Suturo. The couple married, and in 1967, when Barack was 6 years old, the family moved to Indonesia. For a little boy, the new environment was idyllic. As he grew older, however, he became familiar with the harshness of Indonesian life.
The poverty confronts you on a daily basis. You have to grapple with it. You have to figure out how you feel about it. You have to think about it in terms of your own life and your own relative good fortune.
In 1971, 10-year-old Barack Obama was uprooted from his mother in Indonesia and sent to Hawaii to live with his grandparents. That year, Obama enrolled in the Punahou Academy, a prestigious prep school in Honolulu. Obama was one of the few black students at the academy. In high school, Obama joined the basketball team and became a leader in class. But when he compared himself to his peers, he didn't see where he fit in.
The differences between his white family at home and the way the world viewed him as an African American outside of his home was a little confusing.
So he acted tough, he played basketball, he started to shirk off on his lessons at school, and he started to, as he said, dabble in drugs.
His grades slipped, but were still high enough to get into Occidental College in Los Angeles. In the fall of 1979, Barack Obama said goodbye to his family and began his first year at Occidental. He became friends with several black students, but no matter how hard he tried, he just didn't see himself as one of them. At the end of his sophomore year, Obama transferred to Columbia University in New York. Obama became more disciplined. He ran 3 miles a day and studied harder. He also turned to books for answers about race and social injustice.
He was readying for a battle, and he was growing up. He had to figure out what he was going to do for the rest of his life.
In 1982, Obama was making breakfast in his East Harlem apartment when the phone rang. On the other end was a distant African relative who abruptly told him that his father had been killed in a car accident. Obama hung up the phone and thought about the father he'd barely known. Obama stayed focused on his studies and began to think about life after college. He eventually decided to pursue a career as a community organizer, where he hoped to confront the kind of racism and poverty that had troubled him for most of his life.
It became clear to him that so much of the struggle of people who had been left behind involved laws, and that if he was to be an advocate, that he needed to be credentialed in the law.
Obama set his sights high and applied to Harvard Law School. But before classes began, Obama wanted to confront the problems of his past. In 1988, 26-year-old Barack Obama left Chicago for Kenya to visit his deceased father's family for the first time. Shocked by the poverty in Kenya, Obama understood why his father had felt compelled to leave a comfortable life in the U.S. for the chance to help his family and his countrymen.
Until I had gone back and sat at his grave and understood the struggles that he had gone through and his father's struggles, it gave me a sense that the work I was doing was directly connected to my own family and their own struggles. And I think that helped to unify my outward self with my inward self in an important way.